Discover the place where a woman has 4 husbands. In a unique setting at the northernmost corner of the globe, the vast Greenland unfolds under a blanket of ice. With an impressive surface area of over 2 million square kilometers, the region is predominantly inhospitable. The vast majority of its territory is an icy expanse, where the extreme cold seems to petrify even the air. This extraordinary land operates as an autonomous region, but still connected to the Kingdom of Denmark, displaying strong traits of Danish culture. Its capital, Nuuk, is home to approximately 20,000 souls, a modest number compared to the 60,000 inhabitants scattered across the island. This place challenges its residents with extreme living conditions. An intriguing question then arises: how did the original inhabitants of this remote island manage to establish their roots in such a hostile environment? About 1,200 years ago, daring explorers from Norway and Iceland set sail towards the unknown Greenland, a territory then unexplored by Europeans, braving its extreme climate. Attracted by the possibility of a new refuge and potential commercial profits, Nordic groups began transporting people to this region. At that time, Greenland had a population of about 2,000 inhabitants, and colonies focused on trade and agriculture began to emerge. However, the hopes for long-term prosperity did not materialize. The challenges went beyond the harsh cold. The animals brought by the Vikings faced survival difficulties due to drought, while the infertile land frustrated agricultural efforts, despite the dedication of the colonizers. The lack of vital resources forced the Scandinavian settlers to give up on Greenland, leaving behind only a small group focused on commercial activities. Therefore, the fascinating tale of Greenland unfolds, an epic narrative marked by struggle and resilience in the face of nature's harshness. Greenland's history dates back to the ancient Inuit, a Mongol-origin people who, thousands of years ago during the Ice Age, ventured to traverse the vast frozen expanses on foot to settle in this location. In contrast to Scandinavian explorers, it was the Inuit who truly embarked on the journey in this territory. Ages ago, long before the name Greenland resonated in these lands, the Inuit crossed land bridges, choosing this region as their home in a time dominated by greenery. This community, deeply rooted in Greenland for centuries, descends directly from the early Inuit who arrived here, exploring the region in the times of green summers. The name Greenland, meaning green land, was later attributed, referencing its rich vegetation. Currently, the inhabitants of Greenland, primarily a mix of descendants of the original Inuit who arrived centuries ago to settle and trade during warmer times, and the Scandinavians who came for commercial reasons and gave the region the name Greenland. Throughout the 20th century, Greenland received benefits from the European Union, but in 1981, it chose to disassociate itself from the Union through a referendum. This decision was driven by limitations on fishing, its primary economic activity and export source, as well as control over its vast uranium and iron resources, representing 35% of global reserves. Exiting the European Union reflected a pursuit of autonomy, essential to maintaining its traditions and way of life. Today, despite still being linked to Denmark, Greenland exercises a significant degree of political and economic decision-making independently. Greenland, although formally part of Denmark, receives substantial financial support from it, with about $1 billion per year allocated to support its infrastructure and population. This island, rich in natural resources, attracts global interest, especially from powers like China, Russia, and the United States, due to its valuable mineral deposits and abundant fishery resources. Its geographical position makes it a crucial point on the global geopolitical chessboard. A notable episode was the proposal by then US President Trump to acquire the island, which sparked outrage and rejection among the Greenlanders, considered absurd and delusional by both citizens and local politicians. Greenland is a treasure trove of resources such as uranium, iron, and fisheries, making it a focal point of international interests. Currently, when a citizen of Greenland needs education or medical assistance in Denmark, it is the Danish government that covers these costs. In Greenland, land ownership is under state control, allowing for construction through the payment of taxes, but prohibiting the direct sale of land. This policy helps preserve the region's identity and independence. With a rich history and a crucial role in global geopolitics, the capital, Nuuk, is known for its colorful houses, supported by the government. These vibrant and picturesque dwellings are available on the market, with prices around $350,000. Greenland, with its harsh and challenging environment, is clearly not a place for the faint of heart. However, those who dare to explore this country encounter a unique beauty, a combination of surprising details and resilient nature, where life bursts forth amidst icy landscapes, displaying shades of green. The experience of breathing the fresh and clean air in this region is unparalleled, where the air pollution common in dense urban areas is non-existent. What truly captivates, however, is the optimism and joy reflected on people's faces, who find contentment despite the challenges. This special place, home to polar bears, seals, and whales, nurtures a community where everyone knows each other, living in peace without resentments. Here, politics doesn't dominate conversations, and nature is seen as an ally, not an adversary. Scandinavian and Inuit residents share sovereignty over these cold lands, establishing a unique coexistence in Greenland, free from hostility and malice. The island faces its own challenges, not only for those who reside here. The melting of the polar ice caps has the potential to trigger catastrophic global effects, such as rising sea levels. The capital, Nuuk, while lacking in aspects like quality of life, healthcare, and transportation, stands out as an isolated enclave, almost a lunar oasis, in a world inhabited by billions. Living in Greenland is a unique journey filled with challenges, particularly when it comes to accessing vital services that extend beyond national borders. Here, discovery goes beyond a physical location. It is a deep dive into an environment that demands a profound understanding of nature's whims and constant vigilance. A moment of carelessness can result in boats and fishermen being swallowed by the icy waters of the sea, a stark reminder of the ocean's undeniable power. With a small population, the issue of marriage is complex, as options for finding partners are scarce. Often, residents seek the help of community leaders to find a partner. There is visible pressure for people to remarry after the loss of a spouse, due to concerns about demographic decline. It is not uncommon for some families to adopt polygamous practices, with one woman married to multiple husbands, a solution found to ensure the continuity and survival of the population in the face of such intense existential challenges. It is a situation that, undoubtedly, is not enviable for many. One of the main challenges in Greenland is the lack of advanced infrastructure. In remote regions, waste collection points are established for disposal. While the immediate transformation of Greenland into a garbage dump is unlikely, the gradual accumulation of debris is a concern. Internet accessibility is also limited, with the capital being practically the only connected area, albeit at a high cost of 1,300 Danish kroner, approximately $190, and reduced connection speeds. Regarding transportation, Greenland notably lacks vehicles such as motorcycles and cars, especially in rural areas. Sleds are commonly used as the primary means of transportation, especially during the harsh winter months when temperatures drop as low as -50°C, rendering motorized vehicles useless. Husky dogs, also known as Siberian wolves, are essential in this context, harnessed to sleds to transport goods and people, facilitating mobility in this extreme environment. These animals are not just means of transportation, but also play a vital role in hunting, primarily feeding on raw meat, which makes them fierce and loyal exclusively to their owners. The relationship between the inhabitants of Greenland and the huskies is characterized more by the need for survival than by an emotional bond, forming an essential partnership for life in this inhospitable region. In a place where agriculture is virtually non-existent, the population relies predominantly on hunting to subsist. Local adventurers navigate the rough seas in small boats, seeking seals and polar bears, armed with rifles. After the hunt, the animals are skinned, and the meat is used not only for sustenance, but also in the preparation of cold-resistant clothing. In Greenland's communities, hunting is an essential activity for subsistence. Those who do not have boats resort to fishing in icy waters, using spears to pierce the ice. This method requires significant physical effort, and once the ice is broken, homemade nets are used in the hope of catching fish. When they return to their homes, the seafood brought from the sea is eagerly consumed, especially nutritious parts like the brain. Seal meat is a staple in many households, and in local restaurants, it's common to find exotic dishes like polar bear heads. In Greenlandic weddings, traditional gifts like gold or money are replaced by more meaningful items, such as the head of a polar bear, a gift that symbolizes respect and skill in hunting. The challenge of hunting polar bears in Greenland elevates the value of their meat to a level higher than that of gold. Whale meat is also a frequent ingredient in local meals, reflecting the diversity of the region's cuisine. Life in this place is unique, influenced by Danish traditions and customs among Scandinavian families. Despite the vast territorial expanse, the population is sparse, distributed in only 6 communities besides the capital. In some of them, with populations of around 300 people, services are limited to a market and a church. This reality means that people with chronic illnesses face serious survival difficulties. Without access to hospitals or recreational facilities, inhabitants live in isolation, surrounded by an immense frozen ocean. During the winter months, Greenland plunges into long periods of darkness, with the sun becoming a rare appearance. Frequent snowstorms in Greenland are a severe phenomenon, threatening the safety of those who venture outside their homes during such extreme conditions. Those exposed to these storms may face serious illnesses, resulting in prolonged recovery periods. This context raises reflections on human resilience and the ability to adapt to such a challenging lifestyle. Now I ask you, had you heard about Greenland's extreme conditions before, or is this new information for you? Share your thoughts in the comments.